You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more.
What I mean, this your boy Al Mega. Yes, I know I've been taking breaks in between this month because it's been fun, but there's certain people I must chat with. Incredible creators, creative forces, power couples in this indie comic book industry. I've had the pleasure of speaking to them before, and they're here today because, listen, folks, they got three. You see, I'm going to show you again. Three. I'm going to show you with two hands. Three. They ain't six. They got 3 days, folks, on their campaign left. And before we get into that and I bring them on, I just want to say, y'all getting your tax returns. It's a pay week. You know what I mean? No excuses. With 3 days left, you got to support amazing independent comics. Let me introduce this power couple. They got a fire project live on Kickstarter right now called Hack. You know, they do number 1 through 4. Let me introduce Oneshi Press, own Jayel, Draco, and Lynsey. G, how you doing?
Hi.
What an intro. Thank you, Al. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for coming back on, folks. One of my favorite independent creative couple out there. I mean, doing their thing. Oneshi Press, rocking his house in the indie world. And once again, you guys grab my heart with this wonderful story in Pack. I mean, as I was telling you in the green room, I had to yell at a family member even for mistreating an animal. How dare they? And this, got me. I was digging the character. Where is it going? I don't know, because you guys definitely left me on a cliffhanger. You guys do that on purpose. Such teases.
Yes, we do.
Well, first of all, it's so good to be back here. We love the energy that you bring and the conversations that we have, especially how far off the deep end we always spiral.
And not bring up about that bread stuff because, Massachusetts, my safety is,
You're getting closer and closer to that Kaiser King every day.
Yeah. King Kaiser, yo, don't talk about the roads, all right? And if y'all want to know what we're talking about, y'all better check some past episodes because there's some
every time. we know some stuff, people. Okay, we've done our own research.
We know the goods. All right, so with that, I love having you guys on. Again, it's great energy. So, and thank you. So, what up? What has been going on since the last time you guys have been on? Because now you got this pack out here 1 through 4. I'm like, and it's been a while since it's been on because you guys have been like all over doing your thing as independent creators. So, talk to me. What have you guys been up to? Individually as a unit with Oneshi Press, what is going on? Because I see even different names that Oneshi Press label, and I'm like, huh? Growth? What is going on here?
Yeah, we've been doing all kinds of stuff. Like last year, we actually didn't do a whole lot of comics. We did a lot of other stuff.
We kind of got like railroaded into buying our condo or having to rent someplace else more expensive because the market is going up, and our landlord was like, hey, I'm selling in 2 weeks, so either put down an offer or move out. And we were like, what?
Yeah, things got a little crazy.
So we had to make a lot of phone calls and borrow a lot of money and put down a down payment. It was crazy. When I tell you, I haven't thrown up from stress since I was like 7 years old. And this was like the day. Like I got that phone call in.
Detail here.
I got that phone call in on the buzzer. I was like, yo, I have it. The deal is here. Here's our offer. Everything's signed and legit. And they were like, okay, great, you're in. And then I just like promptly was just over.
It just fell over.
I fell over, lost my lunch, passed out. It was it. It was like the most stress I've had in like 40 years.
But then, so we did that. And then we got married.
And then we got married.
Oh my God! Congrats! Hey!
We're hand-fasted. That's the pagan druid thing.
Yeah, all Celtic tradition. But we'd been planning to do that in the summer, And then suddenly the whole house thing happened. So like we had no money left to do the wedding. So that was a whole other, it was great. And we had a blast and it was wonderful, but it was very stressful. So
promptly after the wedding, I also got really sick. Like the day after, I was just like running, like my face was running. And I was just like,
Lynsey, please tell me you know how to shoot a weapon, because this guy's gonna get stressed out if he hears a thud downstairs, you know?
Right, for real.
I want to throw up. Lynsey better be packing shit.
We have swords everywhere.
No, she's just to put me out of my misery. You know, like, Jayel's too sick this time. He's not going to recover. This is it.
You know what? Use your vomit to blind any attacker. I think you'll be fine.
I'm going to go up to that farm.
Did you know that's what turkey vultures do to protect themselves? They projectile vomit.
Oh, what?
I'm not kidding.
I can use this.
You know what? So we may have found your inner spirit animal.
Oh, that's so sweet.
My totemic Welsh ancestors would be proud, you know. They'd be like, oh, he's found his totem, you know.
So that all happened last year. Then I actually got a job working as an editor at Penguin Random House randomly, kind of fell in my lap.
Salute. Work is work, and that's a great. Hey, Big Joey in the building.
Hi.
What up, Joey?
So yeah, that was all last year, and so we did some publishing around all of that, but we did smaller projects, faster projects. We didn't really have any big campaigns till the very end of last year. We did our 13th comics anthology, the very end of the year. Which went really well. It's going to be a really beautiful book. We're getting it printed like right now.
As we speak, yep.
And then first thing this year, the first thing that we've done is Pack issues 1 through 4, which is a comic book series we started years ago, and we've just been slowly building it over time. And as you probably saw when you read it, like it's building. It's gaining momentum, and it's getting like deeper and deeper with each one. So we're really psyched about this one. I can't wait for people to read issue 4. I think it's the best one yet.
So there's 7 issues or 7 members of the Pack, and there's going to be an issue per member. And so each issue of Pack talks about one of the members' backstories. And these members, they're dogs. So issue 4, well, he's kind of a dog too. I mean, let's face it.
He's a man, right? I mean, he's gonna be a dog apparently.
Well, he's particularly, he's a stray man, so he's extra dogular. Dogular? You're the grammar person.
Yeah, dogularious.
Dogularity is thick with patience. But this one is
a doggo sapien.
A doggo sapien. Exactly. That's the scientific term.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So this one is about Chastity, who is here. I'll show you. This is Chastity, our little English bull mastiff.
But in real life, she's very big.
Yeah, she's not this tiny. She is horse-sized dog.
Well, now we got all blurry.
Wait a sec. Yeah, we're drunk. We're drunk with the power of indie here.
Sorry, we're drunk. Whoa.
What happened?
I broke it. Bigger the brew, and it'll make me see it right. Don't you worry. It's okay. Hey, there we go. Hey.
Just had to stare down the camera.
Yeah, but it's smiling at it though at the whole time. So it was the power of Lynsey's smile that brought the energy back.
Threatening smile.
It really lights up the room.
The threatening smile.
You know that mama smile. I know it too very well.
Yeah. You're about to get a shoe thrown at you, right?
Like, we're in public, honey. Don't throw a tantrum.
Yeah. I had a friend tell me once.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, a friend of mine says that someone embarrassed him at a meeting once, and he saw him in the parking lot, and there was cameras. He said, I didn't want to hit him out, so he goes, I said, hey, and I started shaking his hand, and through a smile, I was like, if you ever do that again, I'm gonna fuck you up, all right? He said, the guy turned pale.
Al, with that kind of bravado, we got to get you one of these.
Yeah,
you need your own.
Oh yeah, wait a minute, look at that.
You need your own.
All right. All right, let's talk about it because you're talking about spotlights and all, but we're digging in too deep before we get into know. Because you just said, as Denise said, this is a story that's been a long time in the making. And in the intro to the first issue, I know at least how long it's been. But for those that don't know, talk to me about the early origins of the story, and the cast. What brought this story about within your souls, if you will, because it's definitely touching. And if you're, I'll say as an animal lover, shit, you're gonna be fucking all over this. And that's kind of a trend now with Tony Fleek's doing his thing and everybody kind of making that like a real thing that people are digging. I think right now you're on the right lane and you're doing it way different than any of these people are doing it. That's for sure.
Oh, cool.
So I think it all started right in the Prohibition era when with the mob and the payoffs, right, for protection money. And so in having to like launder that for the IRS, because the IRS is how they took down the mob the first time, they were like, no, these people are actually buying a product from us. So they made these rolls for every bodega in New York to carry so that they could pay $10 per roll to the mob and they have an actual product to sell. And that's why you'll never go to a deli in the Northeast and not see Kaiser rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what are we talking about?
I love this. He has just killed me. You see, this guy has been thinking about this and dreaming for our next meeting. Please, if you want to know the early origins of that story, please tune into previous podcasts with these crazy duo right here. Let me tell you, we have a story that will be bending America's will. They'll be on their knees in disbelief. It'll be an Academy Award winning. I mean, I think we'll be EGOT winners because they'll make plays and everything that we're going to be participating in once they make this film. You know what I mean?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm actually going to cast.
Kaiser.
No, I'm going to cast Almega as King Kaiser.
Oh,
yeah, why not? Yes.
Yes.
I'll go to the bodega and I'll talk to them. El pan es de nosotros.
Right?
And like a crown, but like little gold Kaiser rolls around like.
But I gotta go with style. Depending on my suit, it's gonna have the sprinkle of either like an everything roll or
cornmeal
sesame seed or a poppy seed or
There we go, folks. We're steering wheel brain here because we're talking about the amazing story of what is this in the pack and the origin story of the pack. So talk to me.
I'm sorry.
Talk to me about that story. Talk to me.
I'll let Lynsey take that.
What inspired the pack? What happened? Did you see some violence against an animal and you became the hero?
Well, so I mean, we've all seen things happen to animals that we don't want to. And I actually grew up. My father is a veterinarian, and my sister is now also a veterinarian. So I grew up in a house. We didn't have a ton of animals ourselves, but we heard about the things that my dad saw and experienced at work. And he would get so angry at the things that he sometimes would see happening to animals. So, I grew up with a real love of animals. I think I'd be an animal lover, whether or not I grew up with a veterinarian, but the fact that I did definitely made that a really strong love in my heart. And then in 2012, I met Jayel. And I was working on a different comic book series, which we've talked about before, Tracy Queen. And I was writing it and I needed an artist. And I told him, he said, "Hey, I'm an artist. Hey, I have an idea for a comic book. I need a writer." And that was Pack. So will you tell me a little bit about how he had the original concept?
So the original idea actually sprang from like a kind of macabre joke. We were walking around with a couple of friends who were in a building that was actually getting evicted, and it was New Year's Day, and we were in New York, and it was freezing out, and we were actually on our way to a bodega to get bacon, egg, and cheese on a Kaiser, as one does when you're drastically hungover on New Year's Day. So anyway, we were walking and it was like, oh man, like I don't even want to think about like being homeless in this weather. Like, fuck, and someone as a kind of macabre joke was like, well, maybe if you had like a couple of dogs to snuggle up to. And I was like, a couple, more like 6, you know.
You know?
So then the joke continued with our like still kind of drunk in the morning, like leftover, hungover, you know, just whatever, you know. And we was like, oh yeah, well maybe they could go get our sandwiches for us, you know. And then it was like, oh, they could hunt for us. And then it was like, what would they be hunting? And we were like, well, bad guys, duh, you know. So anyway, long story short, this dumb kind of rolling joke, little by little, became like a plot. And it was like, wait, what about someone who actually lives with dogs, who hunts bad guys? You know, like hunting in a pack. And then it was like, it could be kind of like a, you know, like Crow only with dogs, and like kind of Batman vibe, kind of like, but not a rich guy, a homeless guy instead. And it was just like, that's freaking cool. So I started drawing it. And you know, by the time I met Lynsey a couple years later, I had done a lot of drawings of it. And I was like, hey, I'm stuck on writing this, but I know that it's a cool idea. I'll illustrate Tracy Queen if you write the pack, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, trade.
So we started working on it together, and at that point, he and I were living together in Brooklyn, and you know, there was someone in our neighborhood in one of our apartments who I think was definitely at least breeding pit bulls. I don't know what else might have been going on, if they were, you know, fighting them or what, but we saw a lot of dogs that looked like they had not lived happy lives, and that really added to the story. And then we also, you know, we were living in neighborhoods that were rapidly gentrifying. So we were seeing like our neighbors getting kicked out of their houses so that they could be renovated and then rented for, you know, 5 times more. And in the middle of that, we decided to get out of Brooklyn.
And
so,
you know, the worst part about that, I think, is the slumlord thing, where like, you know, people that I talk to every day would be like, man, like my building is falling apart and the landlord isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And like it would get worse and worse, but they'd always stay just within the law. They'd always fix the things that on paper they're legally obliged to fix, but like everything else go to hell. And the reason is because they wanted to be able to evict their tenants so they could renovate and quadruple the price of rent. I mean, in some cases, rent would go from like $500 a month to like $4,000 a month.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you a secret. You know, unfortunately, my mom's building is going through this. But one way, in order for you to get everything done in your apartment, you have to be a migrant, because there's someone in my mom's building. They renovated their whole apartment and they haven't paid rent in 3 years.
Wow.
Good for them.
Wow.
That's pretty
crazy. You know, but that's crazy if you're an owner, though, because like, I think both ways. It's oh yeah, you're a little guy, but then you think about the owner, like, yo, they gotta pay taxes, property stuff, the water bill, because in New York you don't pay for water. You know what I mean?
Totally. But there's a difference. There's usually a big gap between how much property taxes are going up in one of those neighborhoods and how much they're trying to charge in rent. Like, and
I agree. It's ridiculous.
And what we saw happening around us was like, it was clearly predatory. And like that neighborhood that I'm talking about, specifically that area, like the last time that I went to visit, it's so fancy now. You know, like there used to be a Chinese place. Now there's like an artisan ale house, and you know.
Artisan, yeah.
and like,
yeah, listen, a Puerto Rican guy made a video in Puerto Rico. He goes, "Look what I just bought," and in Panada, I just paid $10 for this shit because they said that it's artisanal. Artisanal means handmade. Isn't everything fucking handmade? I started dying. I was like, yeah, you're right, bro.
Right? I mean, so like, I don't know. We saw this happening around us and all over New York. And now where we are, even in Montana, it's happening. And so we started thinking about like, okay, so if you took Batman, right? And he wants to beat up the bad guys. He wants to make everything better, but he has access to everything that he needs and more. Yeah. What if we took that same idea and put it into a guy that has no power? He has no money. He has no access to anything. He's just got a pack of dogs and a huge chip on his shoulder. So what he and his pack can do is they can fight you know, muggers and rapists and, you know, people that are doing bad stuff at the street level. But what about all the people that are like forcing people out of their homes, forcing people into situations where they're committing crimes in the first place? How do we grapple with that? So the series has become as much about the dogs as it is about the people who are in positions of power and the people who are at the bottom of sort of that pecking order, who are being pushed around by what's happening at sort of like the higher levels. And the dogs are at the street level trying their best to keep people safe, but there's only so much they can do when all of these forces are in play.
Yeah, and I love the political side. The way you guys display it, it feels like a natural born killer's vibe to me, in the sense that, you know, it's like, yeah, that she's trying to glorify herself and her position, and you know, the way that it feels is just funny. It's like, I've heard all this shit before. You're so on the money in the right. I mean, were there any political people that you got inspired by? Because the shit that she is,
you know, all of them really.
There's
It's
definitely
just
a little bit of a Sarah Palin influence from way back in the day. I mean, whatever happened?
like if Sarah Palin was smarter, you know.
Yeah. By the time they're putting folks, don't you dare get angry over here. You know, we're having fun. It's just what it is, you know. And this is comedy. This is comic books, and parody is definitely a compliment sometimes.
Right. And this is not a partisan issue. Like Sally Huffman, the lady that we're talking about in our comic book, she doesn't have any particular.
Yeah, we actually never say what party she's affiliated with.
Yeah, no party, nothing. She's just talking shit about some issues that she shouldn't be, you know, mind your business. They're doing good. Again, but that's in my opinion. I'm an archaic, and that's the argument here, because you have a wonderful character in the police officer, right?
Yeah.
That you present there, and he is, you know, it's like a yin and a yang. So, what up, silent speaker, and Yoki dog zombie, perfect. You listen, dog
Yuki
zombie.
is our shining clown heart star.
Yeah,
Yuki
she actually just did some fan art of patients from the pack the other day. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful story. So talk to me. How does a cop? Where did you guys get that inspiration from? Because he's like, you know, really trying to be the yin to the other homie's yang.
So there's the three cops that we focus on. One is Vincent Marcello, who's
not a nice person.
He's someone that was probably a bully in high school, and he's a bully now, and he used being a law enforcement officer as an excuse to kind of take from people and from the system. And he's like, hey, I'm out here putting my life on the line for you. I deserve more. You know, he's looking at it as he deserves more than other people. He should be above the law. He should get to take a little extra on the side here and there.
Don't get angry here, bro.
You know, he should. And then there's James McHaggart, and there's Carla Maria Hamilton, and both of them are kind of like, you know, they're lower on the ranks. They're like lower on the ladder, and they both are trying. They believe in society and justice and trying to make the world safer and better.
Yeah, they want to do the right thing.
And here they're in a system that is kind of, you know, they're below some
guy who's
low-level corruption.
A dirtbag.
And so the question is, can they make things better? Can they change a system from the inside? Or do they just have to leave?
Yeah.
You know, like, can they fix it, or do they have to leave?
So James, who's like the main cop that we see most often, he's kind of a rookie, and he's got this, you know, like bright, shiny new penny attitude. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to make things better. And yet he's come in and he's seen the way that, you know, officers like Officer Marcello behave. And he's like, okay, so maybe not everyone here is doing this for the same reasons that I am. I don't know how I feel about that. And then he sees headlines. He starts to hear about this guy running around in a dog mask with a pack of dogs who's like really actually attacking criminals in the street. And he's like, that's interesting. Like, these guys don't have to deal with the red tape. So he reaches out and tries to get in touch with Patience, the man who runs with the pack. and they end up meeting up and sort of exchanging information, and they're kind of sort of maybe becoming friends. But it's really awkward because they always meet up in these like corporate coffee shops next to like giant plate glass windows. And like the police officer, he's so naive. He's like, I'm just going to wear my full dress uniform. No problem.
And Patience is like, I'm just going to wear my full vigilante getup. No problem. You know,
that killed me throughout because, you know, if you hear what the politician is talking about, and then you see these two hanging out, I'm like, it's fucking obvious.
I know, I love
it.
And that's like kind of like a New York thing, right? Like you just see people in New York just like, doing whatever they're doing.
And you
Some guy in a Speedo on rollerblades with.
I've seen it. No.
You know what I mean?
I've seen a guy in Grand Central. I was going to Midtown Comics East Side for lunch. And I'm walking, all I see is a dude wearing tidy whities, sandals, and knee-high socks. I'm like, what the fuck? And some guy just looks at me, he says, you're in New York, kiddo. And he just walks away. I said, oh, shit.
What? That is such a New York story.
So I went to college in the Bronx, and I was out at one of the Italian restaurants in Little Italy of the Bronx. And I swear it was like one of those real old school places, you know, where like all the waiters are wearing like white shirts and like black bow ties and
bada bing, bada booms.
Yeah, and I swear I saw like there was a guy in a very nice looking suit sitting across from a priest in the corner, and they were having like a real in-depth conversation. And it was like, I don't know. Not my business.
That priest was definitely a hitman. And it probably had to do with someone talking too much about the freaking Kaiser rolls on a podcast.
I don't know, but
you know what I mean? Somebody saw the secret of the rolls. We need to find out who the fucking rat is that's, you know, been spilling the beans of the bread, and it's done.
Yep, and it's just like, okay, nobody's going over there. Whatever they're talking about, we do not need to know.
You know that priest is a hitman.
Yeah, you see things in New York, and you just you mind your own business, and you let them mind their business.
You know why the priest is mad? The priest is an assassin because the chips are made from the inside of the Kaiser roll, of old Kaiser roll. So the bread that they serve is made from old Kaiser roll.
That's what I was gonna say.
There you go.
That's literally what I was thinking. It must be true. If we're both thinking it, it's got to be true. That's how.
I love this. All right, folks, here's the campaign. Listen, like I was mentioning to you earlier, this has only 3 days to go. 3. All right, we have 91 backers. A big salute to you guys. Thank you so much for supporting Indie. But listen, they need 55. All right, they're at 35. We're 2 racks behind right now. But with 3 days and you guys getting those tax returns, getting paid and all, it's happening. Don't lie to me. It's coming. Y'all got your EBTs, you know, trade in those food coupons for dollars. People will pay. You know what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not encouraging, you know, bad stuff, but I'm just saying that, you know, you have options over here to make that money and buy these type of books. And right before we keep digging in and check out everything that's going on, they obviously have a video. So let's hang out and see what the video is all about.
Yeah.
Unit requested at site of the new Food Host grocery store on Wilson Avenue. Demolition crews there to knock down the shooting gallery. We got a 1091V, pack of dogs refusing to let the crew onto the property.
Hi, I'm Lynsey G. I am the co-founder and editor-in-chief of Oneshi Press, and I am the writer of the Pack comic book series.
Hi, I'm Jayel Draco. I'm the co-founder and lead designer of Oneshi Press, and I'm the illustrator of Pack.
Pack is a dark and gritty comic book noir series with a heart of gold, about 6 stray dogs and 1 stray man who have no tolerance for abuse of the innocent.
With their own brand of brutal justice, they put bad guys under the fang.
But the lines between right and wrong are blurry, and telling the good guys from the bad is not so straightforward.
In each issue, we explore the backstory of a different member of the Pack as they continue their ongoing fight for justice.
The first 3 36-page issues of Pack are already printed.
And issue 4 is ready to print when this campaign is fully funded.
With your pledge, we're about to make that happen.
Kickstarter is the perfect platform for projects like Pack, It allows creators like us to get their work out of their heads and into your hands.
We've successfully funded 17 previous Kickstarters, and with your pledge, this will be our 18th. And, as we do for every Oneshi Press Kickstarter, we'll plant a tree for every single backer through our ongoing partnership with One Tree Planted.
You'll get great rewards like pack issues 1 through 4 in both print and digital. A thank you on our website and in the book.
The hottest pack theme song, a template for the Mask of Patience. This laser-etched, multicolor, light-up paw print sign, and more.
Thank you so much for your support. We couldn't do this without you.
When you back our campaign, you're joining the pack.
So check out the rest of our page and pick the reward tier that's right for you.
You can also choose from some sweet add-ons to be sure that you're getting everything you want.
Thank you.
I'm Lynsey G. I am the co-founder
Backstory of a different member of the
and one stray man who have no abuse for the tolerance of the innocent.
Red Baron.
The lines between good and bad are blurry. And
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bow.
Pack is a dark and gritty crime noir comic.
Unit requested at site of the new food host
And that
grocery
was
store on
awesome.
Wilson
You
Avenue.
see Kitty stepping into the building right there, doing it. See, folks, yeah, there's a dog, but obviously a cat got to come in and say, hold up.
Hold up.
You know, and
Yeah,
again, folks,
We're not dog or cat people. We're animal people.
well, I love it. And this is what I'm saying, folks. Look at that. Again, $5,500 goal, you know, they're at 35. Let's make it happen. Beautiful looking stuff going on here. Now, you guys mentioned a theme song, which I believe I have over here, right?
Nice.
Yes.
Dude, the
It's
pack
so
theme
good.
song is just fire.
All right, so check it out. I'm gonna put it on. We got to do this. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for some music? Y'all ready to jam out? Y'all ready to headbang, baby? No.
Unit requested at site of the new food host grocery store on Wilson Avenue. Demolition crews there to knock down the shooting gallery. We got a 1091 pack of dogs refusing to go through on the property.
When the pack's out, watch your back, 'cause I'm running with the pack now. When the pack's out, we got you out, we look out for the pack.
In the city where the bullets run amok, bullets run amok, profile and took away your cuffs, where the crime is on the rise and the property is took. Many college politicians corrupt. Who can you trust in a cold world abandoned, beaten, abused, all alone on these dark nights, feeling confused. Every day was a fight, we had nothing to lose. Could've known these lone wolves would turn into a crew. Where my dogs at? They in a vicinity, somewhere with diligence, kindness and liberty. Ain't no more than chastity, she running the community. Temperance and patience, pretending to be by any means.
When the pack's out, watch your back, 'cause I'm running with the pack now. When the pack's out, we got your back, we look out for the pack.
Yo,
Right?
that's fire.
There was a little bit of an echo there, but I think it sounded like a cool remix.
It actually did.
Yo,
Yeah.
you know, I could do it. I love doing this shit. But yo, David G, I know my man David G, and y'all hooked up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That shit is fire.
I know it's so good.
Every theme song he makes is just amazing.
Yo,
It's just
is
amazing.
this what you
Doesn't
pitched
matter.
them? Is this what you pitched them and expected, or where were you going for? I mean, talk to me about the song. 'Cause I think it is fire.
So we were like, okay, the whole comic has sort of like a late 80s to mid 90s sort of aesthetic to it. Like a lot of the
I'd say even late 90s.
Yeah.
But just very like industrial kind of like hip hop and,
Mhm.
and rock and, you know, rap influences from like the 90s. And, you know,
Yeah.
like,
something that could have come out of Brooklyn in like the mid 90s is
Oh yeah, I mean, looking at homie, very Casey Jonas, but from Bushwick for real, you know, from the
Right,
hood,
yeah.
from Jefferson Avenue or something, you know, where the
yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, he just nails it every time. you know.
Yeah, he really knocked that one out of the park too.
So let's talk about the support. I mean, look at the books over here, folks. You know, you can get started for as little as $1 because you're kind. You have $1 to spend. You can go without coffee from a cart for a day.
We'll still plant a tree. We will take that $1 and put it right into planting a tree.
Yeah, we will plant a tree for every single backer.
Although that won't help us get funded, and if we don't get funded, then there's no trees.
Yeah, I mean, and folks, when I talk about trees, they're talking about all types of trees, you know, whether the ones that we need and the ones that you smoke, all types of trees, all right?
It's all good for the environment.
Absolutely. We need that. We got it. We give them CO2 to give us oxygen. Wonderful trade. Come on now, let's get it done.
Exactly.
Now, and right there. Now listen, folks. One tree planted, as they said, thanks to the website, thanks to the books, starting at $7 estimated delivery in April 2024. My birthday month. There we go. They got 27 backers there. So
this man is an Aries. I knew it.
I'm a Taurus.
Yes.
I'm in the last week of Taurus, which makes me a bullheaded entrepreneur. And look where I am now. Holy shit.
That makes sense. Makes sense. And no wonder we get along. I have difficult time with Aries, but I like Tauruses.
Yeah, well, Taurus is the best because we're bosses, we're sentimental, you know, we take no shit and we take being loyal very personally. So, you know, if I'm loyal, you better be loyal because, you know, just like these dogs, I'll bite you at the end if you're not. Hey, look at kitty. I love my kitties too. They're loyal too.
Our famous
kitty. What was the name?
Fern. Fern is our little maniac baby. He just is always trying to get into trouble and play.
He's trying to show everybody his butt now.
Break things and
yeah, he's like, lick my ass. I want to be a friend. That's what cats do, folks. Dogs will sniff it and then cats will slap them. But whatever. There we go, folks. So talk about it. Yeah, I see that. Number 1, humility. Number 2 is kindness. Then we got digital catch-ups. Number 3 is temperance. So I was just saying. So what we get on the coverage, what we're getting on the inside in regard to the story and the focus that you mentioned before.
Yeah. So each of the books gives you the backstory of one of the members of the pack. So far we've covered humility, who's the little one who thinks he's way bigger than he is. Then we've gone into kindness, who's the pit bull with a very sad backstory, but don't worry, he's fine now. And temperance, the Great Dane, who also has a sad backstory, but also is fine. And now with this new issue, we're getting into Chastity, the gigantic mastiff. She's super sweet. She's super loyal, but she has a very short fuse. And if you set off her temper, nobody can stop her because she's
so like a Puerto Rican. And I want to say something, a funny fix. Yes, I learned that through my daughter and her cat. That cat, that cat was like down for my daughter in a way I've never seen any animal be down for someone. I'm like, this is crazy.
I love this.
And what love. So don't you tell me cats are with a question mark. Yes, they can be, especially when you know how to love, right?
They can be. We both grew up with cats who were like our shadows.
They're really good at pretending that they don't care, though.
Yeah.
When they want to, they can pretend that they just don't care at all. But when I was a little kid, my cat used to she would walk me to school every morning. And when I got out of school at 3:00, she would be waiting by the freaking schoolyard to walk me home. I mean,
that's love.
One time my mom had freaked out because she was like, "What are you doing with the cat?" And she found the cat's been feeding me dead mice. So she went to pull the tail out and only a little bit came out. I had swallowed the rest apparently. And she freaked out and called the vet, the doctor, the freaking
to talk about that story.
Yo, bro. You know what? Jayel, you are more legendary than Ozzy Osbourne right now. Holy fucking shit. You are freaking me out. Yuki is like, oh my God. You're freaking out the listeners right now. Like, oh my God. Yes, folks, read this book. Because there we go. Give us a smile. There we go. Just fix this,
Fixed it.
So yeah, so look at this, folks. You know, so you're talking about a print catch up for $39. So a print, are we getting all four or just the first three? What are we getting there?
All four. All
The
four.
catch up is for all
Print.
four.
You can smell the ink, folks. That's what you need.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the printer we're working with, we just got the proof of our last comics anthology. It looks so good. I'm so excited to see this in print.
So talk to me about the paper that's being used here. Like what paper stock are we going with so people know? You know, I mean, who's the rest of the team here, or is it just y'all two? I mean, talk about this, please.
So we actually,
I mean, look at this right there. Look at Omi's design. I love this. Look, it reminds me of a fucking doggy Casey Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been getting that a lot lately. Actually, you're like the third person to say that this week. I like it. I dig it. Yeah, you know, we've been trying to just spread the weight as much as possible. I'm using for this issue an inker now. I'm using a flatter. We're working with a letterer. Lynsey's the writer.
Jeff Felsham is doing the inks.
Yeah, some of you might know Jeff Felsham.
And Ludwig Olimba, who goes by Flat Squat, is doing the flat colors.
And Nikki Powers is doing the lettering.
Right.
So how do you feel, Jayel, letting go of responsibility as a creator? Because I know as a creator, sometimes it's tough. So let's talk about that for a moment. How does it feel that you find yourself at a point like, okay, I could use the help, but how do you feel with letting go?
It makes it quicker for me. It makes it easier for me. It makes it so that I can do more because of that. But of course, there's always going to be, that didn't quite come out the way I was imagining it when I penciled it. You know, like that's always going to happen.
Well, but
also, you know, I'm friends with Jeff Felsham, our inker, so like I can communicate with him pretty well. I talk to him, and also I feel like part of that is developing a relationship, you know, with the other people that you work with. Joey.
Oh, are you abusing Joey G? Oh,
it's true. God. I'm in Joey's DMs just abusing him. Like sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, hey, Joey, hey, Joey, wake up. And he's like, what? And I'm like, shut up. And then
there you go, Joey. That's what happens. You better listen to
voice messages in the middle of the night. It's pronounced Jiff.
No. Never.
But no, I think it's like, okay, I'm not the artist, but on my end, I think it's been really interesting to see the way that the art has come out using a different inker. Because Jayel used to do the pencils and the inks and everything. And now that we're using Jeff as an inker, like it's still the same art, but it looks just a little different.
It does.
Inking
I mean, it looks like Jeff's sensibilities. It's a different shape language. It's a different focus on values in contour. You know, like I have very, very specific thoughts about contour lines being a container for colors because I'm a colorist and I love coloring. So like someone who is primarily an inker and doesn't really like coloring is going to have very different ink lines, you know. So it does look different, but I think it looks good, you know. We also have been working with Joey as our PR assistants.
Good gift.
We've also been working with Mass Effects, our production liaison, to help us get all of the different deals on printing for, you know, art prints and comics and cards and different stuff like that.
If anyone out there is looking for someone who can hook them up with great deals and like find exactly what they're looking for their printing needs, get in touch with Max Simbrone. We can get you his info. He's fantastic. He's a great guy. And so the paper that we're printing on now, he has sourced for us from a printer. I don't remember their name right now. It's our first time working with them. Like sustainable and responsibly sourced paper, like vegetable-based inks that are non-toxic, like zero waste production practices, or at least minimized waste. And we're printing on like 70-pound gloss.
Yep,
right?
70-pound gloss.
And it looks fantastic.
I'm
So
sure it's Oneshi Press.
Yeah, and the prices are really reasonable even for small batches. Like Max is a miracle worker. Just putting it out there.
I love how you guys keep spreading the Tarmarks universe throughout your book. And now food holes, that kind of sounds really shady. I don't even food holes. I'm like, what hole are you getting this food from?
It's full quality groceries. It says it right on the sign.
And over here, the wax store. It's like,
yeah, it's where you get your wax top, your wax
going on here, bro. I don't know.
You got to get your whack phone, your whack top, your
whack
pad, your whack pod.
You can't say whack pad on TV, Jayel.
A whack man, right? Yeah. And look at the art, though, brother. You've with your team and yourself, you've outdone yourselves. Beautiful art, beautiful coloring, and again, look at that coloring too. And the colors is mine too. So
I love that our logos match the image that you made for this episode. It's like our branding just fits right
because together. We rock. We are synergy. We are awesome together. And that's what it is. Because again, like I said, you guys are my favorite independent comic creation couple because you guys keep coming. Every time you guys come, you're doing something awesome together. And look at all the news you spread. You finally did the thing, got married, got a crib, and more comics and more goodness. Keep working together. I mean, you guys are inspirational. You are definitely a beautiful example of what could happen when a couple gets together and works when they're in the fandom. So for real, I think you guys are a beautiful example. You should hug each other right now. And you guys are awesome, right? You know what I mean? You guys are awesome, and I appreciate the shit out of y'all. And I can't wait to actually meet you guys in person one day and just buy you.
When you're in Montana, you got a place to stay,
Yeah.
There you
Anytime you happen to find yourself in Montana randomly.
I love the way I'll be climbing the mountains and I'll ride down on the goat or some shit and visit you guys.
Buffalo, ride the buffalo. Everybody knows you come here to ride the buffalo.
I'm on a buffalo. Let's go, man. You see my fucking goatee. Why not? They'll probably respect me. You look like one of
that
us.
Almega on a buffalo? You're damn right it is.
Buffalo Mega coming to your neighborhood real soon. All right. Now, what is this? 5x7 original art by who? You're doing this?
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Yep. So you can get my art.
Wait a minute. I gotta get that video right there. Hey,
detail, shaded. It's on Bristol with a mat board, so it's nice and protected and safe. And 5x7 is a good size because it's frameable, but you could also just keep it in one of these if you want to put it in a safe or something, like with your family crown jewels or whatever.
I love this. This is something I find awesome. A custom pet portrait. Yeah. OMG. Now, and again, I see there's kitties there. Does it only have to be four-legged friends? What if you have a bird?
No, I'll do your freaking goldfish. If you want to commemorate your goldfish, I will make it the best painting of a goldfish.
He would love to do a goldfish because he loves playing with lighting and watery lighting. He would make.
Yeah, I'll do anything.
Give me a fish, you motherfuckers. Give me some fish.
Right? Come on.
But also, if you're like, hey, my, great aunt just passed away. I'd love a picture of her. I could do that too. If you're like, hey, I've got this OC I've been working on. Can you draw my character?
Really?
So all different kinds of things. I'm
open. I'm gonna hit you up because I have an idea for something. I'm gonna hit you up.
Oh, really?
Because I'm digging. I really do dig your style. So I'm gonna have to hit you up because I need to do an OG. Because I have a podcast with my brothers now. It's called the podcast. We had a debut today. I finally convinced my middle one because my younger brother was always down. It was my middle one that was a kind of hesitant. He finally is down. We had a good show talking shit today. I love it.
You did that today?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's on YouTube, so I want to just maybe do something with all three of us, artistic and comic book style. It'd be fun. You know what I mean? So if you see the promo now, I'm using baby face pictures, which are hysterical.
Oh God, I've seen those, and it's so upsetting. I love it.
Yeah. My Comic Crusaders team says, please, Al, never post these again. I'm having nightmares.
Yeah. Please no.
No more Baby Mega. For the love of God.
So now we have to do it twice as much because that's the response you're going for.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, we've
more
got
Baby Mega. I want to
people
terrorize
beg
you.
us not to post this again. We have to make more of it.
That's your way of thinking. Indeed.
Yeah,
Hey,
and talk about this. I love my collectibles. I love my self porn.
Oh,
This looks great. Dude.
Isn't that cool?
So, and this is going to be one of those things that someone, 10 years from now, when Pack is everywhere and it's getting its own show, is going to be like, dude, I got this original from back in the day. It's going to be a treasure,
Is that
It's
the
going
plan?
to be a real treasure.
Do you want that? Do you want this to transcend outside of comics to be a
Oh,
show?
yeah.
And if so, what? I mean, animated or live action?
I'm open, but I would love to see it like Arcane style animation, where it like looks illustrated but is actually like 3D,
Yeah, that would be. Oh, that would look so cool.
Yeah.
All the
Let's
dogs
manifest. I mean, right now we got Sora. Maybe you could put that shit into Sora and have them do it for you. Yes, I know AI is naughty to some people, but it's also a tool. And when you have your own,
I want artists to get paid for it. I just want artists to get paid for it. That's my first.
All I say is that sometimes when you have your own IP, it might be worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's your IP.
It's a visualization tool, I think, for artists. Like, when we're ready to pitch something.
That's the way I use it. Like, I want to show you my idea. You make it better because AI is going to give that shit 10 fingers anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
So please make it look human, but this is my idea. Because it'll help people, dumbasses like me that are not artistic. I think that's the most positive way to use it.
Yeah, and if you're using it to show an artist what you want, like, hey, I would like you to do this. That's like awesome. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll draw it, but I'm going to draw it my way, and now I know what you're looking for. I'm not going to copy it, but I'm going to like.
What's wild to think
understand
about,
that as reference.
So if you're telling an AI to generate something, and you're basically telling it exactly what you want, you could just take those same words and tell them to an artist and be like, that's what I want, and get a way better and more personalized version of what you're looking for. But I feel like it's teaching people how to be more specific about what they want in art. So in that way, it's actually really helpful for everybody. Like building your vocabulary about how to describe what you're looking for.
Using our words. Finally.
Yes, exactly. As an editor, very happy about that.
I love Lynsey because it's true. Use those words of power, and when you learn how to communicate, if you communicate to a machine, you know what? You're making me change my mind here a little bit. It's true, because if I'm able to explain it to a fucking machine, how can I not explain it to a human being?
Right, exactly.
I agree.
It's all about communication.
I agree, but the only thing is that the machine won't talk back to me.
Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? You're not going to get the machine.
I don't want to be arguing
at 3 in the morning, going, hey, you up? Hey, you up? Hey.
We're talking about Joey over here. Stop following people at 3 a.m., Joey. All right. I know that you're inspired and you're passionate about, because folks, the geek.
No, it's me doing that to Joey.
Oh,
you were about to let Joey take the fall for it, though. What's wrong with you?
I thought he was giving Joey
the fuck out of Joey, and you're like cop blocking, right? Joey's very great, and he's one of the best. Geek collective all the way, all right?
He is. He lets us be mean to him on live streams. What more can we ask for? Thank you.
I mean, that's a friend.
That's
ride or die.
He's a really good dude, though. He does work hard in the industry. I've seen what he's been doing in the past couple of years in the come up. To be honest, prior to even meeting you guys, and it's like, I mean, much respect to Joey G. Geek Collective, check him out. A wonderful agency. If you're trying to put a project out there, I think they could lean you the right way. So, just talk. That's what you guys got to do. Communicate. It's very simple.
We actually have a cross promotion right now with Joey's Kickstarter that's live. It's Archetypes, and if you back Pack and Archetypes, we'll give you both a free
Give me
pack
that link, Joey, so I can share it.
A free pack sticker and a free Geek Collective sticker that I actually designed. So,
look at you! Look, and Jayel says this so you can show off your skills. And I got a sticker in that mother.
No, but also we have articles, previews, and free comics included in the Archetypes Kickstarter. So,
and I edited all the articles.
Hey, Lynsey, kicking ass. Again, this is what I'm telling you, folks. This is an independent podcast where you guys will see their name. I think a lot more in the future. I mean, they're on a dope lane. I'm seeing the journey similar to mine. It's like, just slow and steady wins the race at the end of the day. And y'all doing it, and I really respect y'all for that. So, folks, even look at this back of Milestones, because it's not just about them. They are so supportive of a lot of others, right?
So anyone that backs will be getting those first 5 comics, and we're just about to unlock the 6th one.
And then there's more after that.
And if we unlock the 6th one, we have 3 more in line to unlock.
Oh my God!
Between now and Thursday, you might be getting 9 free comics along with the comics that you buy from us.
Yeah.
So imagine that. This is the 4-pack plus 9 comics. I mean, are you serious, folks? Yep. You see how much how much value you're getting.
Bonkers, right?
Getting put on 2 independent comics, which is key right now. Because again, listen, we love Big 2, but a lot of us are sad with Big 2. But you know what? Instead of complaining about them, look to people like Oneshi Press that are creating content that's catered for you. Shit that's just for you. No back here stereo. I mean, you're gonna get some wonderful and beautiful original stories. No hacks over here, right? This is not Hollywood. All right. They're gonna show Hollywood what they need. This is why we're talking about doing a show. All right, don't you worry. Yeah. All right. Maybe even the Kaiser King schools up one day. Maybe from dogs to bread. We're gonna make all that shit happen. We're gonna make it happen because again, these are good people that actually support, a whole bunch of other independent creators. There's rewards, new tiers. I mean, you could catch up for $39. I mean, nothing. Ships free in the US. They plant trees for you, folks. So you can breathe. Your children are gonna be able to breathe in the future because Oneshi Press is planting.
Yes.
All right.
The biggest part about that, I think, because we're not the biggest creators, so we don't have 1,000 people backing us, so it's not like we're planting 1,000 trees every Kickstarter, but we're continuing to do it. So even if it's just 100 or 200 trees per Kickstarter, we're continuing, and it adds up. But also
200 more breaths for me, my brother. So thank you, and sister.
Also, we have other creators doing it now. People are writing to us. In fact, just earlier today, someone emailed me and said, "Hey, how did you become partnered with One Tree Planted? I want to do that too." And so I sent them the link and the information, and I just did that earlier today with another creator. And I've had like 5 or 6 people now partner with One Tree Planted for their Kickstarters. And, it's like, maybe Oneshi Press isn't the biggest, but if we do it and other people see us do it, they might do it too. And then other people will see them do it. And it's one of those things where like big changes start small, and we all make a difference.
It's beautiful, comic books, and paper come from trees, and the fact that you are kind of replacing what you use, hey, I make comics, but let me replace it by planting a tree and let's, help me replace what I used. That's a beautiful thought, and thank you for being so kind to Earth, if you will. You know what I mean? Man, Omega may look a hard motherfucker, but I have a heart. I care about my animals. I care about our world, and we need to make it a better place for everybody. Eventually, and if people like this in the independent world, I mean, look at it. Look at this. I mean, look at this package right here for $69. Look at all the stuff you get. Oh my effing God! Look at this. Yeah, yo, for real, you can fill a book bag with this shit. You know what I mean? This is wonderful. This is what we want. And look at this. It's awesome. You got a thanks and all, and you got even more money. Listen, a lot of you guys are getting hit up real good with the tax money. Me, not so well, but I'm pretty sure everybody else is right now. So don't F around. And look at it. Spend the support good things and think about your children. They need to breathe in the future. They're planting trees for your kids, bro and sisters.
That is true. We are.
So you want your children to breathe. Don't play around. All right. We want humanity to survive, and Oneshi Press is about humanity. Let's go. I love it. This is what it is, folks. I mean, look at all these amazing packages. We only got 3 days left. All right. Amazing add-ons at checkout. So what I mean, selling that Tarmucks like a mother. I mean,
if you want all the Tarmucks, that's all the Tarmucks right there. So this coffee is grown at pretty high altitude in Honduras in a family-owned and operated farm.
Look at this. How do you find that? Talk to me the origin.
It literally, so we found Comics on Coffee. They're a company that
I know them.
Works with comic creators.
Yeah, so we talked to Tanya from Comics on Coffee, and we were like, hey, you know, like, what can we, like, this is our brand, these are our values. What can we do? What's like the best, most gourmet, most ethical thing we can do? And she was like, I got you. My family actually lives near a farm in Honduras, and we have direct connects with them, and it was really, really cool. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I'm just excited about it.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that too. Like, so Comics on Coffee, they work with indie creators like us. You know, we had like a pretty small order, but she was happy to like work with us and make it all as cost effective as possible. And she also works with like DC. They've done like Batman coffee.
I think they also did Superman, right?
Yeah, I think so. So she's really a nice person too. Yeah. So anyone out there, you want to like work on some coffee with your comic, hit up Comics on Coffee.
Yeah, tell them Oneshi talked them up.
Yeah.
So, and this coffee is also fertilized and pollinated by local bats and bees. So they're really careful not to use chemicals on the farm because that can harm the bats and bees. So it's helping to keep the bats and bees have a safe place, and the bats and bees are helping them. So it's like this really nice symbiotic relationship that the farmers have with the local wildlife. And so we're really happy about that. It's just wonderful.
It's kind of funny though, because like in the comic books that we write, Tarmucks is like this big corporate entity that's like taking over all the mom and pop shops and like driving out all the other business, and they're kind of evil. But we managed to get like the most ethically sourced and best tasting coffee that we could.
Well, also the joke is, if you read the Tarmucks Origins comic, Tarmucks was created to actually save the world from the old ones. Right. So like,
kind of evil.
You know, it's all fun. It's all just tossing the fun around, you know.
Yeah.
Y'all fucking around, man. I know my man James from Comics Tribe. Y'all talking about Think and Pack Team Up. What's this?
Yeah, so that is an 8x10 art print that we just announced today, that anyone who backed Sync and Pack at a physical level, all I have to do is leave a comment on the campaign that just says whatever you like about it. You can be like, dogs, #SyncPack, and we will give you this for free.
That is so effing cool. Big shout out to Comics Tribe too. Yo, love it. I mean, these two people look awesome together. Holy shit.
Right?
I mean, honestly, that does look like a Bushwick alleyway. And if I seen these guys, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dead. I would have called you guys, really, Jayel and Lynsey. No more interviews because these guys are killing me. Sorry.
Unless they're there to help you, you know.
Like,
I mean, I don't know, man. They don't really want to help me, even though I love animals. They're gonna see Omega with his white beard, and he looks like a fucking villain.
No.
Listen, have not read comic books? Everybody with a beard that looks like this is always a villain.
They're gonna be like, look at that guy. He looks like a comic book fan.
Al isn't just a super villain; he's a mega villain.
Oh, Al, mega villain. The Mega Kaiser.
There we go. The Mega Kaiser. Where about it? Yeah, listen. Exactly. Kaiser King ain't got shit on Mega Kaiser. Fuck around, bro. I really own the bread. Without me, it can't be made.
Yeah, you're not making any bread without Mega Kaiser.
I'm saying shit. Patience is nice. That's right. Yo, Geek Collective in the building, like Joey G says. I mean, folks, again, 3 days left. Why back it? Because you're awesome. It's beautiful art. You got dope characterization. Dope. I mean, look at this. Look at the beauty of these. Yeah, this reminds me. Broadway, J Train. Wait a minute.
That's exactly where it is. Al, you win.
Exactly
I can't believe it. That's where that is. It's the JNZ.
Yeah, we used to live a few stops
We
farther
go
out
there
on the
all the
JNZ,
time.
but we had a friend that lived right near there, so we go down there all the time.
Really? That was that was my bodega.
Oh, that's amazing.
Shit. This is why I love you guys, yo. Yo, listen.
I love that.
Pocket types, get the feast right now. Wheel pack right here on that shit. Wheel pack. We from Bushwick, and I know this fucking store. Holy effing shit.
That place was so good. They had the best produce.
Yo.
Get a good sandwich
and
there at
sandwiches,
times.
yo, breakfast sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've had a lot of hungover breakfast sandwiches there.
Yeah.
Not just those. 21st Street Diner, Long Island City. Big salute to you thank you for curing me many times. All right.
Oh yeah.
Look at the beauty of the book. Look at the panels. Look at the words. You know what I'm saying? And diverse as well for those. You know what I mean? Buenos dias, Carlos. Wepa. You know what I mean? Do it up.
Yeah, James is trying real hard to speak Spanish.
Yeah, James is like, I'm hip. And they're like, yeah, okay.
But look at the team right there. I mean, people right there with the books. Even
anybody who wants to send pictures,
even cats,
or dogs reading pack. Anyone that wants to send pictures with your comics, please do. We'll use it in the next Kickstarter.
I love the fact that the cat actually looks like it's on the last panel.
It's so good.
Right? Right? Like, yeah, hold on. Take this book away from me. I will scratch the shit out of you right now. And then goes the team Lynsey G. Wepa! Lynsey, when was that? I love the hat right there.
Yeah,
that's Lynsey's hat.
That was taken in that little like bar that popped up right down the street from that subway stop. What was it called? Bazaar.
Oh, yeah. That was like 10, 12 years ago, right?
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago.
Awesome. So look at the team right here. We got an amazing team, all independent folks. You know,
David G.
My man David right there too that did the music because I'm really digging that. Now, I know there's one more video that you guys sent me that we should be showing before we go. It's funny. Anytime I tell you guys, maybe a half hour, 45, I wind up going longer, and it's just because you guys are fucking awesome. You guys have some good energy, and it's a dope project. And you're doing good things. So I did the theme song. Now, there's a character name here. Please tell me I pronounce your name right. Kiedis?
Kiedis, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Kiedis.
So before I show the video, tell us a little bit about Kiedis.
So Kiedis is kind of the heart of the story. Because he is like right in the middle of all the things that are going on. So he's a kid, you know, he lives in the neighborhood this is happening in. He's kind of a nerd. He likes comic books and fantasy and video games, and he's just minding his business. But his dad was a cop, and he was killed in the line of duty. So now, like, his mom is working extra shifts, you know, trying to take care of everything, pay the bills. So he's kind of, you know, on his own more than he wants to be. He's kind of floating a little bit, and he starts hearing more and more about this pack of dogs that's, you know, putting crime under the fang, and he thinks it's interesting. So one day he happens upon like sort of a showdown where the dogs are in this building and there's a construction crew that's trying to knock down the building and the dogs won't let them in. So he just shows up at the scene and is like watching to see what happens, and he thinks he recognizes one of the dogs. So he starts trying to seek out the pack. So like his world is sort of all the things that are going on in the story are coming together with Kiedis's character. So as the series goes on, he's becoming more and more the main character of the series. And in issue 4, we start to see exactly what's going on there and why he's so drawn to the pack.
Gotcha.
And so he kind of starts off on the outskirts as like a background character, but as the series progresses, he gets more and more central to the plot. And without any spoilers, he does definitely become quite central to the plot.
And folks, check
We'll
out
leave
this
it at
interview video right here with the homie before we go and close out. Check it out.
Hey, I'm Ketis.
Tell me about your neighborhood.
Tell me
Ketis.
about your neighborhood, Ketis. I grew up here. But things are changing.
How so?
Slumlords let buildings get run down. Take folks out. After things are bad enough for long enough, and everything's real cheap. They renovate, raise rent. Everyone's gotta leave. Then new people move in. Bodegas turn into Parma. 99-cent stores into big margins. Groceries turn into groceries.
How is all this affecting you and your family?
Mom says we're not leaving. Dad fought and died for these streets. He was a cop. I love my dad. Lots of his friends on the force still come by and try to help my mom and me out. James and Carla are okay, I guess. I watch the news, and I see it every day. Some of them might sooner hurt me than help. Because you know, all lives matter. Right?
So do you feel safe in this neighborhood?
Well, there are those dogs. Some say they're heroes. Some say monsters. I don't know. Neighborhood's all riled up about. But at least they're not protecting the slumlords. They're protecting the people getting pushed out on the streets. They do what they want. But then again, so do the cops.
Thanks, Ketis. People need to hear from kids like you. Email me a copy of that form I gave you with your mom's signature, and I'll get this video up on the site.
Yeah. Okay.
Unit requested at site of the grocery store on Wilson Avenue. Demolition crews there to knock down the shooting gallery. We got 1091B, pack of dogs refusing to let the crew on the property.
I love it. You guys say Wilson Avenue. I used to go to a Pentecostal church there just to Mac.
We lived on Wilson
Yeah,
Avenue.
we lived on Wilson.
Oh, where Wilson? Wilson and what? What was the other
Oh,
corner?
it was just south of this little park that I can never remember the name of because it doesn't show up on maps. Wilson and Woodbine. Wilson and Woodbine.
Oh my God! I had a girl that I had a big crush on that lived on Woodbine. I had a girl. She was so awesome looking. Oh my God! We just did, distance in church, and they didn't like me because at the time I wasn't a well-behaved boy. I just say that. So her family was like, not this motherfucker.
That was before he got this sweet beard.
Now if they would have seen me and see what a decent old man I am,
It would have been like, oh, he's a villain. All right, ambitious. I like it.
It's a good career trajectory.
Villain, a growth industry.
So here's what it is, folks. I need you guys to support this project. Again, I'm gonna show it one last time.
We need you to support it.
Yeah, because it's important. This is independent. We're at 35.44, $55 to go, 3 days to go, 91 backers, folks. Just make it happen. Support indie. It is great. I'm gonna show you how much I support indie. I'm the MC at the Heroic Awards, the C2E2 this year. It's all about indie.
Let's go.
The independent creators in the business. We have 11 different levels. Writers, artists, lifetime achievement, all that good shit is gonna happen. We're gonna have amazing presenters, amazing swag bags, a big audience. We're up C2E2 this year. Don't miss out. I wish Oneshi had the opportunity to step in because, in my opinion, they would have been award winning. For sure, because they make amazing books with wonderful energy and a good cause and give so much back to community, which I think that's what makes independence so much different from the big two.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That you give back, that you do something special. Not just for the community, but for the world. And so I'm always going to be an Oneshi Press fan. I mean, I got you guys back 100. And one day, as I said, I will be up in the mountains and come down with a goat to your crib.
Yes.
Hang out. You know, the goat will have a beautiful beard just like mine.
Yes, perfect.
and we're gonna hang out. Maybe all three of us will ride the goat to an Applebee's in Montana.
Yes, this is the best plan ever. I love
Comic Crusaders for life.
Yeah, make it happen. Folks, support I'm gonna show these banners one last time. Very important. These guys have locked down their name, Oneshi Press. That is ONESHIPRESS on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. All right, there ain't no mistake about it. That's where you're gonna find them. So check them out, support them, because they not just this, they do like a whole bunch of fire stuff. So check out their website as well. All right. But this Kickstarter, they made it easy for you. Kickstarter.oneshipress.com. You do that, takes you straight to this project so you could throw that paper at it, that tax money that you guys are getting now. All right. Listen, folks, instead of giving it away, listen, the government is giving it away, but how about we as individuals give it away to shit that we actually want to have in our lives, and like independent comic books by Oneshi. So, spend that money there, support indie, support amazing creators. Listen, they just got married, they need the money. Nah, they're doing it. This is an amazing couple that has been kicking ass for a while already. I mean, you heard them. A finite amount of Kickstarter projects that have been funded. They've been doing it. They know the game. They know what it is. And so just keep showing them love, because, we need creators like this in the business all the time. And let's manifest this TV show. Let's manifest the Kaiser King TV show as well, because I would love to play the villain. Listen, nobody fuck with my bread.
We're gonna have to have you as like a side character in this, a recurring side character. We're gonna make you like the Kaiser's, like, I don't know, lead henchman or something.
Something, but don't fuck with my bread, bro.
What's better, a lead henchman or?
You know what? Give me a lead henchman, and it'll give me the opportunity to rise to power.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I'll end it by don't fuck with my bread, but as a henchman, don't fuck with my dough. You know what I mean?
And you and your goat can ride off to glory in that.
You and your goat.
I love it, folks. Follow these amazing creators. It's Jayel, Draco, Lynsey G. It is Oneshi Press in the building. One of the hottest independent presses in the game right now. If y'all don't know, y'all better know. And right now, I think y'all found out. So make sure to check it out all over the place. This is what it is. Thank you for hanging out for another Comic Crusaders podcast. I'm Al Mega. Jayel, Lynsey. Hasta la próxima. Wepa, baby. Woo!
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercover.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app in the Google Play Store today.